Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna do something different here because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've been seeing all these Reddit stories and I can't believe how crazy or even petty some of these are. I told you guys it's not gonna be just, a specific set of topics here. I want to do stuff that I enjoy because at the end of the day that leads to less burnout. And one thing that I've noticed from being on YouTube for a very long time is that when you do one topic over and over and over again, eventually you tend to run out of that topic. And look, that's what happened with the Lopez content. I still love George Lopez. I love watching the show, but it feels different now that I watch it just for fun. So look, I just realized there's about 70 people that watch the videos now, and if it's 70 people, I'm gonna do my absolute best for you 70. Anyone else that likes to join, thank you guys so much for the support. You guys are all beautiful. Thank you all so much. Let's get into this though. So I did actually end up going into the Am I the A-hole subreddit here because I feel like some of these stories have got to be made up, dude. But let's start off with a very strong one right now that's currently blowing up. Am I the a-hole for telling my nurse mom not to do nurse stuff during my wife's labor? So already right there, it sounds like, you're being a little reasonable, but I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see what this whole topic is about. So my wife and I just had our second daughter. For context, my mom is a nurse, but she doesn't work in labor and delivery. We invited her into the delivery room because she'd never been able to witness one of her own children's babies being born, and we thought it would be really special for her. And this sounds very sweet, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those things that is such a private, powerful moment. Trust me. During labor, she seemed to slip into nurse mode. She stood behind the nurses while they were working, asking questions. One nurse even asked, "Oh, do you work in maternal care?" She was very nice about it, but it made me wonder if my mom was hovering more than she realized. A nurse told us, "When this machine goes off, hit the call button and I'll come back." The machine went off, we called the nurse, and my mom walked over and pressed a button, turning off the noise. I asked, "Mom, what are you doing?" But she brushed it off. So look, already right here, it sounds like she is in both worlds. She is in the nurse world, she is in motherly world, but also, don't you have a job? What are you doing on this unit? I'm pretty sure your doctor or your lead is going to be looking for you. There's people that need your help. Later, while the nurse wasn't in the room, she grabbed a handful of gloves and said they were just in case I have to go grab the baby. I told her that wasn't going to happen. When it was actually time to push, she started putting gloves on again, and I stopped her again. After the baby was born, I looked over and saw her putting gloves on and started to break down the delivery table. I immediately said, "Mom, no, please don't do anything unless you're asked to." So look, if at this point though, the nurses aren't bugging, it sounds more like the son is just getting almost secondhand embarrassment from his mom, or no, exactly that. It sounds like he just doesn't want to be put on the spot, this new father has some crazy ass family that are just overstepping boundaries. But again, if no one's calling her out for this, what's the problem, right? Now, if it's a boundaries thing, yes, absolutely call it out. But so far, it looks like she's just, being a good nurse and being a good parent. I mean, still, disagree with me if you don't agree, right? What I meant was, please don't do medical or nursing tasks unless the hospital staff asks you to. I wasn't saying she couldn't help us or be involved as a grandma. I meant this is a hospital, these are working nurses, and you're here as family. She took it very differently, and she called me afterward, cussed me out, said I embarrassed her, and told me, "Who the F are you to tell me what to do?" She said she could do whatever the F she wanted. I told her, not in my life. She also said I'm always telling her what to do, but every example she gave was something she volunteered to do. She chose to walk my dog, do the dishes, and adjust the stove while I was cooking. When I asked her to do those things a certain way, she got frustrated. She also tried to shame me by saying she was helping your bleeding wife. I feel like that's a bit of a cheap shot. Mom, you don't gotta be this upset. Just take a hint, if anything. By cleaning up after the delivery, my point was that nobody had asked her to do that. Before the birth, my wife and I specifically said we did not want a video of the delivery, only a few pictures afterward. My mom took a video anyway because you liked it last time. That, combined with everything else, made me feel like she kept overriding what we had asked for because she thought she knew better. It honestly started to feel like she was making part of the experience about herself instead of simply being there with us. After the argument, she flew home early instead of staying the week to help us, leaving us scrambling with a newborn and a toddler. AITA. So, okay, first of all, I stand corrected here. It looks like the mom is a nurse, but she's not a nurse on this state. So yes, I've completely changed my mind. This is why you have to read it through, because it's not just what you think it's gonna be. Yes, the mom absolutely overstepped. The phone call afterwards, cussing him out, was completely uncalled for. But I also don't know what he expects. The whole him getting left behind with a newborn and a toddler sounds like you feel entitled to her. Like, brother, you either need her or you don't. You can't just be halfway through something. And granted, he was right to call this out, but it also sounds kind of funny that now he's upset that she's leaving. Like, I'm gonna go here with not the a-hole, but it's just mainly because I feel he absolutely had a point here. But you know, when it comes down to kids, I feel like grandmas just want to be there so much, and you have to understand that. I mean, it's literally their kids being the ones bringing life to the world. It's such a huge moment. They want to be involved as much as possible, but I mean, she sounded like a little bit extra. This next story honestly just sounds insane. Like, just based off of the title, it sounds like something that you're absolutely gonna side with the original poster here, because I don't even know. Let's get into it. Am I the asshole for offering a frozen dinner to an uninvited guest at a dinner party? All right, look, before I even make my decision already, because I feel like as you're reading this, you're automatically going to go towards a decision without even reading the story right away. But I'm gonna be honest here. What kind of uninvited guest is it? Because sometimes people bring a +1 just because they don't want to feel uncomfortable at a dinner party or something. But let's just read it. So far, I'm gonna be honest, just the fact that you're offering a meal to someone that you weren't even expecting is big. A couple times a year, I like to throw a dinner party for old friends. This time I invited 5 people. 2 were couples and 1 was single. We have all known each other for around 15 years and get together maybe every 3 months. I was making filet mignon and a small lobster tail with 2 sides. I spent over $300 and didn't buy extra because they are served 1 each per guest and are expensive. I mean, I guess, but like, alright, let's keep going. As a surprise to me, the single guest brought along his new girlfriend, who I had not met or known about. I was nice about it, but upset because I only purchased enough meat and lobster tail for the guests who were invited. Now look, not to play devil's advocate here, but like, how close are you guys if you don't even know that this new friend has a girlfriend? I talked to the friend who brought the uninvited guest and said that I didn't have extra food and the filet mignon cooked to individual doneness and lobster tail isn't something that can be cut up and divided or spread out between more people, and said that I had frozen pizza or another frozen dinner I could heat up. He was very upset with me and accused me of not liking his new girlfriend and trying to embarrass him. After his outburst, they left. So I'm confused. Did the host know that, you know, the guest had a girlfriend, or how do you make that assumption off of just them not having food for you? They didn't know you were bringing someone over, let alone that you even were dating someone. How close are you guys if this information is not known? Was I wrong? Should I have cut up the filet and lobster tails and spread it out between an extra person instead of offering a frozen meal? Now look, I feel like there's a little bit of stuff out of context here. What exactly was the tone when you said a frozen meal? Like, I feel like there's definitely a way that it could have been picked up, In all honesty here, I feel like this is very cut and dry. Dude, nobody knew that you were seeing someone and you're being sour about it because they didn't, just have food forever. Like, if you're that upset, bro, just give her your meal or share your meal with her. Like, what's the big deal, But also, once again, how close are you guys? If they don't even know that you're seeing someone, I assume you're probably not that close and you shouldn't even be getting upset. Be happy that they invited you, I guess. I don't know. Alright guys, last but not least here, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like if you guys want to see another one. I feel like this is very fun, by the way. The last one but not least here, this sounds like a juicy one. So let's get into it. Am I the asshole for agreeing with my friend when she was criticizing her boyfriend's habits in front of my husband? Oh, this one's fresh too. It was 9 minutes ago as of this. Okay. Hi, I've had a pit in my stomach since yesterday and I want to know if I messed up here. And if so, how badly? My husband and I will have been married 2 years next Sunday and our son turned a year old a couple of months ago. Our relationship has always been great. I've been proud of how good we've had it. And so our argument yesterday has me bothered. Okay. On Friday, a couple of my friends visited just to meet up and have dinner. One of them has recently moved in with her boyfriend and they're going through a rough patch right now, so she was complaining a bit. She was complaining about being treated like a maid and having to repeat things multiple times and then doing it herself for it to be done and just stuff like that. While saying that, she also on a few occasions generalized a bit, kind of projecting her issues with her boyfriend on men in general. My other friend and I were being supportive because she seemed like she was going through it and just agreed with her and supported her. My husband was there too. So far, I don't really see anything wrong with this. I feel like most of the time though, people are talking just to talk, not really for advice. You kind of have to read the room. But just a quick word of advice here, guys. If you argue with your significant other and you go and tell your friends, your family, you and your significant other are gonna get over it, but they will not forget. So just throwing that out there for you guys. Now, he's never been the kind to take these gendered criticisms. Can't even speak. He's never been the kind to take these gendered criticisms personally, which is why I really didn't think this would be an issue. On Saturday, he was out with some friends. When I asked about when he'll be back for dinner, he didn't respond for a while. Then he said he was eating out with his friends. When he was back too, he was cold with me and just taking care of our son. This was all weird, so I ended up asking what the problem was. He first said nothing was wrong. I pressed that he's been cold with me all day and to tell me what happened. He told me that if I was so unhappy in my marriage, I should have told him honestly instead of surprising him like that in front of guests. I genuinely was scrambling in my mind to understand what he was saying. I never said I was unhappy in our marriage. It wouldn't make sense to I'm happy with where we are. I have no idea what she would try to say. He brought up that I agree with everything my friend was saying about how terrible partners men are. That was me saying he was a bad husband and that I was unhappy. I was stunned at that insane leap of logic. I promised that what I said had nothing to do with him, that he is not my friend's boyfriend. I didn't have any of those complaints that she had. I never meant for it to be an attack on him. This is what I'm saying, guys. So sometimes you'll be dealing with people that absolutely have to look at absolutely everything because that's just the way a lot of, just trauma maybe works in their head. And granted, yes, she could not have meant it, but the fact that, they're agreeing, it's gonna pick up weirdly. Like, for example, if we're hanging out, right, and one of my buddies says, dude, all girls are hoes, and I'm like, dude, damn right, yes they are. My girl's probably gonna pick it up weird. She's gonna be like, what does that mean? And it's just because, if I'm agreeing here, it's like maybe I shouldn't even say anything, or perhaps be more specific with the advice that I'm giving. But this is what I'm saying. Some people just talk because they want to vent. They're not looking for advice. He still was stuck that my agreement with her was a criticism of our marriage too, and that I had joined in at parts. I might have messed up here because I said that those things were not the things he does. I was just being general and said that those things were just some things I seen before him, like with an ex. He felt even more attacked by that and asked how often I was thinking about my exes over these mundane things. I clarified that's not what I meant. I don't think like that. I just had to search in my memory for some stuff to support my friend, especially because he doesn't. We dropped the argument then, but the cold shoulder is continuing today too. I can't believe this is happening a week before our anniversary. Am I the asshole? Brother, I'm gonna be honest here. It's such a sticky thing here, but I feel like if he is upset over this, then he has felt like you guys are great. The fact that you're agreeing over this, it could honestly just be a projection. It's one of those things that not a lot of people talk about, and you know, they tend to resonate with more if they hear someone else saying it. Perhaps, I don't know, communicate. If there is something bugging you, just don't let it take too long. I feel like you're not the asshole here though, just because like, if you are genuinely just trying to support a friend, and look, you can lie to the internet, you can lie to your husband, you can lie to your friend, but you can't lie to yourself. If you were honestly making comments because you feel like your husband has those same type of qualities that your friend's boyfriend has, then yeah, I think you don't need anyone here on the internet to tell you if you're the asshole or not. I think you know. But you also should know if your husband is coming from a real place. At the end of the day, it's all communication, but I'm gonna be honest, on the off chance that you are genuinely just being supportive to your friend, no, you are not the asshole. I think you just have to be more careful with how you say things, especially if there is, as you explain it, an energy that you guys have it so good. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. If you guys enjoyed this video and this new type of content, make sure you guys hit the like, make sure you guys tell me what story was your favorite, and wait for another one. I'm gonna be doing these videos possibly Wednesdays and Fridays, so I really hope you guys enjoy them. Thank you all so much for the support. I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.